Something like that, I understand. Don't worry. Let's not talk too much.
I'm the only man in the house. What happened to the other men?
For now, they are coming.
Am I saving your miss?
You're not safe.
Yeah. Guys will join you soon.
You're not safe.
Samuel, where are you? Come online.
Before we will finish you. Don't worry,
Okay.
now, just your money we'll collect. Don't worry, we won't collect more than that. Abi, you don't want to share some of your money with us.
Of course I will.
Why
do we work? We work for you.
So once it's 6:05 on the dot, we will start.
Okay.
So we have more people coming in. So Rume, I think there's another guy joining us. Okay, Osarume is female, sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed the lunch. That was bad of me, right? I felt mean. I felt very mean. Someone sends me a private message that why am I tormenting her now? And I went on to say, since we can't have Owambe. Actually, that says that there are people doing Owambe.
Owambe is actually back.
Seriously?
Yes.
Maybe I'm scared.
Where have you gone to one?
Really, people are having Owambe. I've seen pictures.
I've seen pictures.
Please give me the details of the location. Let me report you people to NCDC.
The next one.
What do you want to do?
Are you sure you're not interested?
If food is involved, well, I'm interested, Sha.
It's okay.
Don't worry, we'll give you the address.
Okay, no problem. I will send the address to NCDC.
Wait, it's only food that you want, Samuel, right?
Yes.
If it's only food, they'll ship the food to you. Don't worry. They'll ship the food to you.
Okay.
So that, you can have your eats as much as you can. Okay, so let's start. Good evening, everyone. And it's good to see your faces.
Good to see your face.
Samuel, as the only man in the house, please do us the honors of saying the opening prayer.
Our Father, our God, we thank you for this beautiful moment.
Thank you, Lord.
We thank you for the opportunity for bringing us together this evening to learn and to unlearn. Father, accept our thanks in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Father, Lord, as we go into this section, Lord, oh Lord, open our understanding. Let us have one or two things to take away from the section. Oh Lord, by the time we finish this session, let each and every one of us have a full course to thank you for bringing us together on this platform. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Amen. Okay, so I thought yes, we've done our introductions on the WhatsApp forum, but I thought we'll just use this time where we're having a face-to-face. Samuel, okay, you're no longer the only man in the room.
Okay.
Hi, Rume, how are you?
Hi, good evening. Very well, thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Looks like you're driving.
Yes.
Okay. I hope that's safe.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, all right. So I know two things I want us to do before Joy comes on by 6:30. I know we've done the introductions on WhatsApp, but I want us to do quick introductions again. It's our first meeting. Yeah, it's our first meeting. So let's do quick introductions. But this time they're going to, the way the introductions will go is that you say your name, you say the meaning of your name. All of you that don't know the meaning of your name, they're going to catch you now. You say the meaning of your name, and then you just tell us one other thing about you, where you work, any other thing else you want us to know, okay? So let me start, yeah. My name is Oluwaseyi Kehinde Peters. The meaning of my name is God that has done this. And I'm usually very particular about that, to say all through my life from birth to whenever I'm going to die, it's all about God, and it's in service to God. Where do I currently work? I'm not in paid employment at the moment. I'm an investor. I'm doing a number of investments. And I also have a non-for-profit organization that I found called Pan-African Women Empowerment Network. So yes, that's about me. Who wants to go next?
Okay. Enito, can I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. My name is Enito. I know.
Okay.
So Enito, I think there's a story behind my name. It has to do with my dad or something. Actually, is the person that has a story behind her name or his name. I work with iWorld Financial Services Group. We also have a subsidiary called iWorld Transit. We do ticketing for BRT and some other projects with Lamata. I'm the head of human resources, and also head of business development for my firm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's basically it.
Okay. All right then, great. Just to let you all know, my name is also Eniton, but I refuse to be called that name because I do not want anybody asking me, okay, so what's the story behind your birth?
And a lot of people keep asking.
Yeah. Okay. So quickly.
Okay, let me go.
Okay.
All right. My name is Ikeoluwa.
Yeah.
Ikeoluwa. Okay, God's care. Kiton, that is the everlasting care of God. Anyways, I'm a recruiter. I work with. I'm currently a recruitment consultant for an outsourcing firm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you. Who's next?
Yeah. My name is Samuel Akimbola Oluyemi. But actually, I don't really know the full meaning of Oluyemi. Not until recently, my dad was telling me that it's actually Oluwayemi. But I shortened it to Oluyemi because of filling of forms and all this thing. Then also, I'm the head of the Human Resources Management and Administration at Homa Gardens Limited. Currently, I like watching football. I just got addicted to it. I think that is all about me for now.
Uncle, how can you say Oluwayemi is long?
When I was filling my primary school leaving certificate form, so the space provided there could not contain Samuel Oluwayemi Akimbola, so I have to shorten it to Oluyemi.
Okay. Okay. All right then. Who's next?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Martins. The meaning of my name, Titilope, means I will always give thanks to God. Currently,
Sorry, we can't hear you.
Hello.
Can you speak
Please
up a bit,
speak up.
Titi?
Sorry, let me use my.
Better.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, just go
Yes.
ahead.
The meaning of my name is Titilope. It means I will always give thanks to God. Currently, I work with an automobile company, Tata Motors. I work as the HR executive there. That's all.
All right then. Nice one, Titi. I did a stint with Tata in India, just a short stint. I visited their office, just on an internship kind of thing. It's a great company.
Really?
Yeah, it's a great company.
Thank
All right,
you.
who's next? Let me call names now. So by what I see on my screen, okay, the first line has gone. Cynthia.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and good evening. It's really a pleasure to at least put some faces behind names. So my name is Cynthia Sonyaolu. So really, okay, fine. Cynthia is an English name, but when I got curious to find out, I mean, names have origins. What's the origin of the name? I found out that the name is the name given to a Greek goddess, the Greek goddess of wild animals. I don't know why in the world my dad decided to name me after the goddess of wild animals of all things. The original version is Diane. So Cynthia is the English version of Diane. So at some point I switched to Diane, but wild animal now wild animal. Anyway, so but I'm not wild in any way. I'm completely changed. I work as training and development HR manager for Lagoon Hospitals. I've been there for 2 years now. Well, I guess as time goes, I don't want to bore you, but as time goes on, we'll get to know more about each other.
Okay, all right then, great. Omalade, please unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I just joined it, but I guess we're saying names and the meaning of our names. Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Omolade. It's a Yoruba name. It's not common. And it means a child is crowned. For better explanation, it's a child that, you know, gives glory to their parents. It's a child that crowns their parents. You know, without a child, they believe that, you know, for a parent to be a parent, you have to have a child. I mean, for a couple to be fulfilled or successful, you have to have children. So, yeah, that's the meaning.
All right. Where do you work?
Oh, yes. So I work as a part-time HR and admin executive with a paper food package manufacturing company called Marcus Candor. Okay. So it's something that I do for them on the side. But aside that, I'm still open to better career opportunities. Right. Yes.
Our recruiter, where are you? You have a candidate here.
Yes. So.
All right then. Stella. Stella. Okay, so Rume. You see, that's how we used to catch people that would just disappear. We have catch you. Okay, so Marian. Aha.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Marian.
Mama, yes, it's good to see your faces, but it's quite unfortunate I can't on my video. I'm outside, I'm in a noisy place. So I'm trying to make my hair, but I felt I would finish on time, but I'm still here. So that's what's happening around here. So my native name is Sase Naga. Those from Edo State would understand. It means God is worthy to be praised. Then my surname is Yahoo, which means soft as end. So I really don't know why the family came up with that name. It's actually a family name. I currently work for the VL group as the group HR. I've been for a year plus now.
So we didn't hear you.
So that's a little about
where
me.
do you work?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, can hear
Yeah, we
you.
can hear you.
Can you take that again?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I work with WVL group.
Okay.
WVL group, yes, as their group HR journalist. I've been there for a year plus now. So basically, that's a brief about.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, Anita has gone. So I have Kemisola next. Kemo.
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Kemisola Kasari.
Kemi. I don't know. Is it that God protecting me or something? I'm trying to think about it, but I really don't know the reason why my parents named me Kemi Shola. I know I'm a special child to them and loved by them. And I currently work with Cross River Microfinance Bank as the head of human resources and admin.
Okay.
I think that's all about me.
That's fine. I mean, I know my Yoruba
Hello.
is bad. We can hear you.
Hello.
Hello, Kemi, we can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Hello.
Kemi, we can hear you.
Can network.
Okay, all right then. So let's go to Ivy. That's the next on my screen.
Hi everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, Ivy.
Sorry, I can't put on my video. And Ike, great to see you because we walked to the last place together.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, evening. So my name is Akonam Ivy Ikbelwe. As you would see, both my parents and my grandparents decided to pick very unique names that are not as common as possible. And surprisingly, my first name means two different things. So my father and my grandmother, hustled over it, but my father won. It means do not spoil my good name. That's the one that my father aligned with. My grandmother aligned with. It won't be hard for me. So either works, because they have good meaning. My English name, my father didn't give any child of his an English name because he didn't like his. So he ordained my elder brother to do so. So he asked us for our consent and I gave him Ivy because Ivy means God's gift and also means growth and fidelity. Okay. And then my last name is Ikbelwe, and that is a short form. It is Ikbelwe Welotomife, which is when the time comes, you will remember. But we shortened it because, even we ourselves, is a mouthful. So, yeah. So most family members call me AK because not even my cousins can pronounce my name well. And so because they don't want to spell my good name, they stick with AK. But most people call me Ivy because it's most convenient. Where do I work? So right now I'm not at liberty to disclose because I haven't officially signed the offer, but I'm going to be leading the HR team for a new company, a new startup. So yeah.
All right.
Did I get everything right?
Okay.
Okay, welcome. Priska.
Hello, hi, good evening.
Good evening. So we're doing introductions. Can you tell us your name, what your name means, and then where you work and what you do?
Oh, okay. Everyone, Priska means Asian.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I work with, I said Priska means Asian.
Wow, okay.
Yes. MEK means what I want.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Yes, we got that.
Okay, so I work with a group of companies. I am the Senior Executive Human Resources.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you. Omolara.
Thank you.
My sister's namesake.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Omolara Sani. What Omolara means, it means, I don't know, a child or children are my family or they're my relatives. So I've gotten several meanings to it, but that's my own. That's what I chose to stay with. Yes, I'm currently working with Binary Consulting Limited as HR consultant. I've been with them for a while now. I started my career there, and I'm still with them for like 4 years now. I'm currently the head of human resources.
Okay.
So that's what I do for now.
Great, thanks. A Odubiton. I don't know what. A Odubiton, what's your name? Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Can we see
Good
your
evening.
face, please?
My name is Adebola Odubiton. That's her pronunciation in our introduction. Sorry, I just came in.
Okay, so your name, what does your name mean? Then also, what else? Where you work and what you do.
Okay, Adebola means crown meets wealth. Odubiton is more like a story has been told. I work with ICS Outsourcing as a people manager. I've been there with them for like 3 years thereabout, basically.
Okay, all right then, great. I think that's about all. Is there anyone else who's not introduced themselves? Stella, yeah.
Hi, Shay. I didn't get a chance to. Okay.
Okay. So, Rula, please hold on. Let Stella go, then you go. Is that okay? Stella, please go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good evening, everybody. My name is, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Can hear you. Okay. My name is Stella Omolola Aguda Omole. Stella means star, and Omolola means child as well. Then the surname. Currently, I am not employed, and I am looking for where I could volunteer or just to learn the ropes of HR. I've worked in some 3 different companies in HR department.
Okay.
I resigned a couple of years ago, 3 years, because I was pregnant and I started my skincare line. But now I'm ready to go back into the official world.
Okay.
So here I am.
Our recruiter, Ike, we have another candidate too. All right then. Fine, Rume.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Ivy, is good to see you. So my name is Osawume Akenzua, and Shay, I think it's the exact translation of your name
Oh, okay.
into my language. Interestingly, I actually have a name that matches yours, side of my direct translation of your name, and I think that's really, for those of us who joined after you had introduced, it's really God has done this, or God has done it for me. I currently lead programs at a social impact organization, amongst a few other things. I do that during the day, but then I do a few other things in terms of speaking and training. And yeah, I guess that's really it about me for now. It's a pleasure to be here and meet.
Thank you, Rume. Yeah, Missy, let's have a shot at it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Yemisi Agoro. The meaning of my name is Olu Yemisi. God has honored me. Agoro. I don't know. I asked my husband. I think it means tall person. I work as the HR and community administrator at Covenant Christian Center, aka the Covenant Mission. Something interesting about me, Abby.
Yeah. No, where you work, yeah, you can tell us something interesting about you.
I don't know. I bake. I guess that's interesting. I bake banana bread and sell. So.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everyone. We are just right on time. a big thank you to everyone for joining, because I know, we have a number of distractions. Okay, we will go into some details with respect to our community and the activities much later. But I wanted to start with why I thought having a session on personal branding is good, and why I thought we needed to start with before we now go into the core technical areas of HR. The truth of the matter is we live in a digital era, and the world of work, as we all know it, is changing. No matter how good you are, and no matter how technically competent you are, if you do not develop a personal brand and communicate this personal brand in a way that your audience can understand, you are as good as someone who's not competent. And it's changing significantly as the years go on. Before, personal brand was just about you being known for something. But now personal branding has also, it has gone beyond you just being known for something. So you deliberately communicating what you want to be known for and what you are known for. And all this is pretty much building the building blocks of what we'll have in the future of work. Future work is something I'm really passionate about. It's something I believe everyone should prepare themselves for, and especially as HR professionals. It's important for us in two different ways. One, we need to be able to get our organizations ready for the future of work. Because at the end of the day, if we do not take active steps in preparing our organizations for the future of work, the work will land on us when things go awry. Secondly, we also have our own careers to manage. And the HR career is going to evolve into something, some of the experts have predicted that we may no longer have what we know as HR now in a few years to come. So it's important for us, even as we develop all our technical skills, as we begin to learn more about how HR is changing, to be deliberate about building a personal brand and communicating. The communication is actually what is changed a whole lot more now. And I hope Joy would do justice just to that. I don't see her on yet. So pretty much, that's the reason why I thought, it's good to start with this. And Joy is also a member of the TCN. She's someone that I've known for, I think, pretty much a year or two now, yeah. But she's also helped me with my NGO, with respect to helping the entrepreneurs that I work with develop their digital presence. Join us soon. In the meantime, I think we should discuss what I wanted to discuss afterwards, to now bring it forward, and then we'll discuss it whilst we wait for her. I don't know, have you all been able to look at the proposed curriculum for this semester?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask, if you've not been able to go through it, let's know so that I'll go by it. If you've not been able to go through it.
Well, I had a glance at it. I really can't remember the details or the content, but I did have a glance at it.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I can go through it quickly with it. From what we have currently in the curriculum, and we would be having every week, we would have a book review session, which will be facilitated by one of us. We all have these portions of the book that we are expected to review. And then we would also have either a masterclass session or a knowledge share session. So that means on a weekly basis, we would have 2 sessions. Masterclass sessions, apart from today that we were scheduled to spend 2 hours, on other days we'll be spending 1.5 hours. While knowledge share sessions will take 1 hour. But I just want to be sure that, and that will go on every week for the next 7 weeks, of the semester. Now, from my understanding with the governor, what we're supposed to do in 8 weeks is to ensure that we help participants to develop in your areas in the areas in which that you're not strong in, yeah? So that's why when I sent the first survey, it was pretty much to understand what are your needs and where are the areas in which you want to develop. And based on that, I came up with that curriculum. But I also know that we may be busy. Life is life, yeah? So I wanted to be sure that we're fine with that, or should we scale it down a bit? Or do you want more? So I wanted to, just do a rain check on that to say, what do you want? Should we maintain it as it is? Should we reduce it to only 1 session in a week? Or do you want more sessions, and maybe like 2 or 3 sessions in a week? I mean, what exactly would you want? And anyone can take the floor. There's really no.
Hi, Shay. I'm actually checking the WhatsApp now, and I don't. Did you send it as a document? Or
Yes, I did.
I can't even find it.
You can find it.
I think it was sent as a chat. It was sent on Thursday as a chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks.
So let me see if I can put it on a Word document.
Maybe you should share it on the screen.
Okay. I want to transfer it to my system.
Okay.
On a Word document, and I can share that.
Okay, fantastic. I'm using a different laptop from what I normally use, so it's going to take me a while to get to it. But I think I should be able.
But otherwise, for me personally, and I think I'm being selfish, I'm a very slow reader. I read like I'm studying for exams. So book reviews every weekend might be a bit inundating. I think the knowledge share is, if you ask me, that's the means so that iron will sharpen iron. Okay. So I will go for the weekly master classes. Then probably the book reviews, we can schedule the frequency, how often it happens. But I would vote yes for the weekly knowledge share. And for the book reviews, maybe fortnightly, I don't know.
Okay, all right then, that's fine. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yeah, you people talk now.
Maybe when she shares the plan, then we'll be able to to weigh in.
Okay. Okay. So let me say it again, because for some strange reason I'm looking for it on my system. I can't even find it. So, like I explained, we would be having 2 sessions on a weekly basis. One of those sessions will be a book review. I'll share the book that we'll be reviewing. Is Design Your Life by Stanford, by Bill, and I can't remember the other guy's name. And then we would have either a masterclass session or a knowledge share session. So master classes will take place, I think I'd said, on Sunday, and book reviews on Saturdays. So yes. So the question is, having 2 sessions in a week, is it too much? Or is it too little? Or is it just fine? And then aside this, we'll be having assignments. Yeah, you're not submitting the assignment, but that's where you and your body will work together. So the assignments are more of personal developmental assignments, and not necessarily assignments that you submit to anybody.
Okay.
As for me, I think Saturdays they are fine. You know that now human resources and management in any organization now, this is a very challenging time for us, as the management is looking for a way to sieve out some weak links to reduce cost. And every day, Monday to Friday, that is what we are deliberating on in my company for now. So
Hello, Samuel. I don't think we can hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you
Okay,
now.
fine. Since most churches on Sundays now, they are conducting the service online, and probably let's look for a way to have like 2 sessions on Sunday so that we can cover more grounds, because I think that 8 weeks may not be enough. By the time we start delving into all these topics that you have highlighted, it's going to take time. And you know that HR profession is a dynamic profession. Tomorrow now we may wake up with another thing now that will send us back to the the thinking room, that we have to go back to the room and be re-strategizing. So for now, I think Saturday and Sunday, let us use more of our time. On Sunday morning, especially, let us look at when we are going to be free for an hour. Then in the evening, we take another session. As for me, Monday to Friday, it's always hectic for me. Hello?
Sorry, Samuel. So what you're saying is that you want us to have 2 sessions on Sunday.
Yes, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening.
Is it that Saturday doesn't work for you?
Saturday is a time for me to rest. I watch football, I exercise, I do all this workout on Saturday. And it's been long that, this lockdown has not really helped at all, because I've not been playing football. I want to keep fit. Saturday is the day that I always go to gym, play football, do all sorts of things. But Sunday, I'm always in the sober mode on Sunday.
Okay, but Samuel, Saturday is 6 p.m. It's just a sign. So you'd have
6
finished
p.m.
playing your ball.
No. I have to create time for this session. We have football matches ongoing now. I have to deprive myself.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so let's hear other people's opinion. I'm not sure Sunday morning would work well for a number of people.
I won't.
That I can say without even doing a poll. Sunday morning may not be appropriate.
Good evening,
Well,
everybody.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Okay, I think the initial, yes, my name is Jasmine. I think the initial Saturday and Sunday is fine. I was thinking that for us to maximize the time that we have, 8 weeks or maybe 7 now, we should do the Saturday and Sunday. But Samuel, sorry, that's twice on the Sunday. It can't work. Of course, have other things that we have to do, children and people to take care of. We can't sit down and be in front of sitting as much as we want to grow our career. Well, your suggestion is understandable. It's peculiar to you, but I mean, consider all of us.
No.
So I think Saturday and Sunday is fine for us to maximize the time and make the best or the most of the time we have to get as much as we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. All right, then. Any other person who wants to comment?
Hello?
Hello? Okay,
Hello?
sorry, before you comment, I think Roma wanted to say something, I recall.
Hi, Shay. Hi, everyone. I mean, Samuel, a very, very interesting perspective. But and I do appreciate I appreciate your schedule, and I think it's unique in its own way. I think what would be helpful is if we say that we have one hour for the sessions, then I agree that we could have probably stretch it to 2 hours so that we could cover more. I would suggest that we have one session a week, and I would just imagine that if it's 1 hour, and if that's fine with the rest of us on the call, we could push that hour to 2 hours to get to do more. But I would say a Saturday definitely for me, once a week would be fine. Those are my thoughts.
Hello.
Okay, anyone else?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
For me, I think Saturday is enough because I have some other professional exams I'm reading and trying to write. So I don't want something that would take too much of my time. And it's Saturday. I have only time on Saturdays. Because Sundays I have classes, I have assignments and some other things.
Okay. So once a week on Saturday is fine by you, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then apologies, everyone. I need to confess here. Apparently, I did not send the link to Joy. In all my excitement, I forgot to send the link to her. So I've called her now. I've sent her the link. She's going to join and be with us shortly. So I just need to say that. All right. Who else? Yes, someone is. Anyone who wants to talk should talk.
Yeah, this is Ivy. So for me, I feel like the sessions are okay if they're exactly 1 hour each, so that at least we start on time, end on time. And if we do that, then yeah, maybe Saturday and Sundays. Maybe what could help in terms of, making the Sundays more of the master classes, which can be recorded, so that people can. Anyway, can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. I'm muted now.
Okay. So we can have maybe the master classes or knowledge share on a Sunday, which will be recorded. So if anyone can't make it, they can always come back to the recording. I don't know about like everyone, but oftentimes if you have a long stretch, a meeting that runs for a long time, you might have people lose focus after a while. So like if we make it just 1 hour each day, and we have recordings for the masterclass sessions, maybe it would work. But those are my thoughts.
Okay.
So
Also,
just one more
I don't
person
know.
and we'll go because Joy is already with us.
Okay. Also, I don't know if we are factoring the future occurrence into our schedule. As in, right now there's still some sort of lockdown, partial lockdown. So when the lockdown is fully lifted, our Saturdays, especially for you women, is always Owambe time. So, and I don't want something like this Saturday is only men that will be present on Zoom. Will not see.
my goodness.
Samuel, why don't you leave us with our Owambe, right? Leave us with our Owambe.
No offense, we are sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. What else? Want to say something?
Can I speak?
Okay, please.
Okay, so I just wanted to say that I think the current schedule we have now is okay. I understand the fact that some people have some couple of things that seems to. Nevertheless, the purpose of this group and then we having this program is meant to be achieved. So if we keep saying we work according to individuals' time, we say once a week, some will even say 1 hour, or some will not. I'm foreseeing that we may not be able to achieve what we want to. I mean, the reason why this program was actually put in place. So how can we collaborate together and cooperate with one another to make this achievable? I believe that for every set group, then we have to be realistic. about it, and then we also have to set
Yes.
a smart goal. So I don't want a situation whereby we are all giving excuses. Oh, 1 hour is too much, 1 hour 30 minutes is too much, especially with virtual meetings. Placing 1 hour max may not be working. That's because one, we have network challenge, and two, if the session is quite, I'm not saying we should have more than 1 hour. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we should look at the pros and cons of all these things we are saying. If you have like an hour or means, I think it's doable, and then you make the session engaging because of probably network challenge and some other things like you be advantage. You have a session and then you have a question and answer session. Before you know it, another person is even gone, and there's people are saying, "Oh, can we have more session? Can we have more time for that?" Nevertheless, I feel the session we have currently is okay if we want to achieve that what's it called, the program, the courses that we want to look at for 8 weeks. This is a very, very short period of time for us to achieve much. Let's be sincere with ourselves.
Okay.
But then we should make it realistic and achievable. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so finally, I say that if you cannot make it for a session, number one, you have a partner. Please, let's collaborate with our partners. Or if I'm not going to make it, reach out to one other person. Or in this session, can you just brief me? Two, we have recordings. Can this recording be sent to everybody? I have someone that had to contact me during the week saying, "Oh, I misplaced my phone, so I lost information." I had to forward all the information to the person. I think doing that, that's why we have one another on that WhatsApp chat. And then if we have any, like there's a group that I joined. At the end of each session like that, there's always a summary that being posted on that WhatsApp, and nobody's missing out. I think that's doable. Thank you.
All right then, thank you. We really need to wrap up, but I think what I hear from everyone is that let's maintain what we have as it is. If you're unable to make any of the sessions, the recordings will be made available. And we also have scribes that will do a summary and post on the WhatsApp group. But your assignments with your bodies is important. It is non-negotiable. You will not submit to me, but God is watching you in HD, if you like it. All right then, so without much ado, I mean, the much awaited facilitator is here. Like I said, it was my fault. I mean, I just forgot to, send her the link. But hey, she's here and she's ready for us. Her name is Joy Enehalu, and she's a digital media entrepreneur and consultant. And she says she wakes up every morning with 3 goals. 1, to work with professionals to build, market, and monetize their personal brands using digital media. She creates experiences that would foster growth in their lives and in their businesses. And then she helps to increase the sphere of influence and income of the personal brands that she works with. I can tell you for free that Joy has been the one who's helped me come out of my shell, because I've always been I'm on my own, don't disturb me. The people that I work for know that I'm good at what I do, and let's leave it at that. But through her persistence and I will not let you go, she's been able to bring me out of my shell. She was able to bring me up to social media because I was anti-social media before. And so she's really, really helped my personal brand. So let's welcome Joy. Joy, we'd like to see your video. We'd like to see your face. I think you should have a presentation for us.
Good evening.
Joy, we can't hear you. Aha. Joy.
That once, I believe that a company should invest in their employees' personal brand, because it's just like a great way for the brand as well to brand awareness. Okay, so I'll just give an example. I have a friend who works with one of the multinationals we have here in Nigeria, and most of his content that he puts out is mostly talking about his daily experiences working with these guys, right? And it's almost as if the brand name is already in my head. So if I need something, or if I need to talk to someone, or maybe anything that has to do with his line of job, he's the next person I'm calling. And that's because he's an employee, but then he puts himself out there, you know, for people to know him and also know. In fact, when he moved from the first company he worked with to this multinational, we knew. So it was almost like he was carrying us along, documenting his daily life and everything that he does. So we actually know the former workplace and we know the new workplace and the things that he does. And that's just like brand awareness, okay? Hey, Mrs. Sheyi is saying, can she see my face? So long. Okay, let me do that. So, but please bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. Let me arrange this. Okay, cool. So in building your personal brand, right, the first thing that you need to ask yourself is, how are you currently perceived? Because I want to believe that a lot of us are already, in fact, we're all personal brands. Let's not even get it twisted. First things first, we're all personal brands. The only thing is that some of us have intentionally shaped ours. People like Mrs. Sheyi, they've done a lot of work on their end, you know, while others are just, let's do it like that. So if you go on social media now and you ask your Facebook friends or your Instagram friends or, you know, wherever you are, what you do and what you stand for, what your values are, will they be able to say it? Will they be able to say it? Yes, even if you're on LinkedIn, should be in my bio, HR expert, working in this. That's almost like a fact that even if you wake a dead man up, once he sees that bio, he already knows that about you. But aside that, things like your values, do people know that? Do people know what you stand for? For example, if somebody in the UN is looking for somebody that, say, likes to train or likes to, should I say, mentor new talents in an organization, will they know that you are that kind of person? This is the essence of your personal brand, okay? It's not by being HR professional on your bio or anything. It is way more than that. You know, for people that are taking my program, I tell them it's a way of shining your light. You know, it's a way of shining your light. It's a way of letting the world know that special thing that is in you. I mean, we're all HR professionals here, right? But I know that, let's say Samuel is not, you know, the same thing with Enito and not the same with Omolara, because you all have your different uniqueness. You have your various awesomeness that you bring to the table. So the first thing that you have to ask yourself is, how am I perceived? How am I perceived? That's a question you need to ask yourself, okay? So maybe a quick test you do after the class is to ask your friends or your followers on social media and say, what are the top 3 words that you can use to describe me? What do you think? You know, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? These strengths and weaknesses are for your inner circle, obviously. They're for your friends. Don't go and put it online, because we are trying to take you up to expert status here, right? So you have to find out how you are perceived. They should use words to describe your personality. Okay, so as a HR person, are you a people person? Are you the traditional kind of HR? Are you the truth teller? Are you the sincere type? Are you the hardworking type? Are you the expert? Are you the one who is focused on today's task? So today focused. Are you the one who is the caregiver? How are you feeling today? Oh, I hope you are okay. Oh, are you that kind of person? Are you the tech savvy kind of HR? Are you the collaborative kind? Or are you the one who sees a bigger picture? Are you the one who spots talent in people? Are you the nurturer? You know, all of these things are things that you have to find out about yourself. Okay, you have to know which one, where you play. You need to know which one you are. I was speaking to a friend yesterday. I had attended a conference and I uploaded the names of the speakers and all of that, you know. And the next thing someone says to me and said, I worked with this woman when I was in this company. I don't like her. I mean, I was wowed, you know, because I'm sure now I'm not asking her to care about what everybody says, but I had to ask him, why don't you like her? Because it was important for me to know. Maybe not because of she's the confidence type or because she's always putting on red lipstick, then you don't like her. So I had to ask, why don't you like her? And when he gave me her reasons, I totally understood what he was talking about, but hey, she doesn't even know that she's being perceived that way. Now, building a personal brand is not for you to be acting all perfect to everybody. Nobody, everybody will not like you. And that's even more beautiful, Seth. Everybody will not like you, but it's important to know how you are perceived within your organization. And the essence of this is to help you, it's going to help you in other things we're going to talk about as we advance. But if you don't understand how you are being perceived, you won't even know how to position yourself in the first place, right? So that's number one. Then number two is, how would you describe yourself? Now, other people have described you. Who do you think you are? So remember in the Bible, I don't know how many of us here are Christians, but you know where Jesus said, who did they say I am, right? So now, who are you? How do you describe yourself? Do you think you are a caregiver? Do you think you are the nurturer? Do you think you are the sincere type? Do you think you are the truth teller or the hard worker? How will you describe yourself? Now, by the time you put out, the list of how you describe yourself, and other people put their own list, you're going to begin to see, a match. If they are totally different, then you have a lot of work to do, because people cannot be saying, I think you're lazy. I think you're not nice. I think this one. 10 people cannot say that, and then you're thinking you're a caregiver. That's not going to work. So you need to figure out, once you do the whole listing from them and you do your own, then you begin to match things and know where you really fall into, okay? Now, the next question you have to ask yourself is, how will you like to be perceived? Okay? Now, this is the middle. This is the personal branding itself. This is it, because I wish I was doing a slide here. I would have, shown you how, you can marry all of them. But imagine a big circle with other people in it, then another big circle with you in it, that's description of yourself in it, and then the middle, by the time you put that circle together, the middle is you saying, okay, based on what these people have said and based on what I think about myself, this is how I would like to be perceived. So how would you like to be perceived? Other people have said theirs, we thank them, but their opinion don't make us. Now we can now model, we can now rebuild, we can now say, okay, if they say this is who I am, I now want to rebrand. This is who I now want to become. So are you the visionary leader? Are you the visionary leader? Do you want to become the person who wants to nurture next generation leaders? Do you want to be the person who is very good at managing crisis? Whichever one that it is that you whatever is your strength, play on it. If it's technology, play on it. If it's caring for people, play on it. Because you can't build something, you can't build a brand based on your weakness. You build a brand based on your strength, okay, as a HR professional, right? So on your book right now, you can draw that big circle with what people say I am, another big circle with this is who I say I am, and then the middle, another circle in the middle, joining both circles, saying this is who I want to become. Okay, that's the next thing you have to do. Now, the next we're going to talk about here is your story, because now we figured out who you are, how you want to be perceived. You've done an auditing on yourself, and now you now know, okay, this is who I am and this is how I want to be perceived. Okay, now what is the story? What's going to be the accompanying story? What story are you going to tell online? All right, what are you going to tell people? How did you arrive at being where you are right now? I was the same conference I was talking about yesterday. I was so one of the speakers, when she was speaking, talked about how she walked into the company where she is right now as an intern about 8 years ago, and now she's the manager. I was like, wow, 8 years to do that. That's amazing, right? And it's one of the multinationals we have in the country. Okay, so when she told me that story, or when she said that story, in fact, I had to slide to the next page because I wanted to be seeing her face while she was talking. I just got interested in her immediately. As she was talking, I went on LinkedIn searched for her name to connect with her just because she told that very short but powerful story. So what's your story, right? What's your story? How did you get to where you are? You know, why are you even doing what you're doing? Why are you not what's it called now, a social media manager? Why are you not a website designer? Why are you not something else? Like, why are you in your job? Are you there to help people? Are you there to nurture leaders? Are you there to care for people? What are you doing there really? Why are you there? Okay, so you need to tell your story. That will help people connect to you, and your story has to be something that of course is relatable. Okay, because the moment you begin to tell your story, people begin to relate with you. They want to know more about you. They're interested in your person and your journey, importantly. Okay, now I'm going to talk about something that I see a lot with a lot of HR professionals, and that's, of course, the fact that they are so professional. They are super professional, okay? I want to believe that all of us here are on LinkedIn. Abi, are we on LinkedIn, yes or no? Drop a yes for me in the comment section. How many of us are on LinkedIn? How many, please? Are you on LinkedIn? Say yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no. Great. I see all the yeses pouring in. Okay. Amazing stuff. Now, you know how will I say it now? You know the trick about LinkedIn? It's sort of, because they've called it a professional platform, right? So because of it, everybody will now be posting like robots. Everybody begins to look like a robot on suit on LinkedIn, right? Forgetting that you have to be able to sprinkle your personality. People need to know, that you're human. Yes, we know that you are a HR professional, yeah? But sometimes, how about you document experiences that that make you laugh in the office? I'm sure you all share jokes in your office, or things that happen in your office. Maybe an experience with, maybe a long time customer. You don't pass, the story you don't pass, okay? But you just remember and you're laughing. Something that happened at your previous job that you just remembered and made you laugh. So all of these things. Nobody is trying to tell relatable work jokes on LinkedIn. Everybody is coming to tell us how this one is happening on suit and tie, and everybody is just being serious and all of those things. Somebody called LinkedIn Instagram on suit and tie. The day I saw that thing, I just laughed. I'm like, Twitter children, you don't have respect. Oh my goodness. So nobody is trying to tell relatable work jokes. If you're a HR professional, I want to assume that you're a people person and you've worked with all sorts of human beings. The ones that have frustrated you, annoyed you, made you laugh, the ones that you felt like pressing their neck. You worked with all of them, right? So how about you share all of these experiences? How about you share these stories? You're a human being, you're not a robot, okay? It's okay for you to come and share things like 5 ways you can succeed as a HR, 13 ways you are doing HR wrong. This one, the future of HR in Nigeria. It's okay for you to talk about all those things, but sometimes just mix it up. Sometimes let's know you're human. Sometimes let's just know that you're having an actual experience. Okay, it's very, very important. So it's important to leave out your brand. Okay, another thing you have to do is also to back up your brand with achievements. Okay, some of you here, I'm sure you've received awards, you've worked in places, you've done great stuff, even outside your organization, right? Some of you have amazing things that you're doing, but people do not know about it. Nobody knows. And the funny thing is that people on organizations, they are constantly on social media looking for people like you and I who are doing great stuff and they can give opportunity to, right? I know maybe you're working in an organization, but they cannot come and give the award opportunity to an organization. It's a human being that will take on the opportunity, and that human being is you, and you. Okay, so you need to be able to, back up your brand with achievements, right? No matter how small, people on Instagram are celebrating 1,000 followers. So who are you not to celebrate your big wins? Right? So please try as much as possible to celebrate your wins, no matter how little. they matter, okay? No matter how little, it goes a long way. See, I think the problem with a lot of us is that we are doing C finish with our achievements. So to you, that achievement is small. But to some other person, oh my goodness, they want to be there. Another person will have that same opportunity that you have, and they are screaming their lungs out. They're coming out to shout. But you're being modest about it. Oh no, it's small. It's no biggie. Oh, please, it's a biggie. All right? So let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing you also have to do is to try and contribute or create value. Try and contribute or create value. So like I said, a lot of us here on LinkedIn, and I want to believe that LinkedIn is like our #1 platform. Please, let me even say this before I continue. LinkedIn is not the only platform that exists. Do you know that Twitter is actually doing a whole lot connecting people? A whole lot, because it's almost like if I want to reach out to, say, for example, Elon Musk, I could just tweet at him directly, right? And he will see it. You get, he will see it because he's always tweeting. Most of all these big personal brands you see, they are all on Twitter, right? Elon Musk, Jack, and all of them, they are all on Twitter. Bill Gates and the rest of them, they are all there, and people tweet at them directly, and people get actual responses. Okay, so please, you could actually maybe add like Twitter to it, and create a hashtag, maybe hashtag human resource or hashtag HR professional, something, whenever you're tweeting or sharing your value. Okay, you never can tell. People actually do these things. You never can tell. Somebody found me one time with a Google hashtag. I think they were doing like Google trainers or something. I am not even a Google trainer, but how they found me using that hashtag, because I cannot fathom till today. You get, so please, you can also leverage Twitter as well. Even on your LinkedIn, give value. Create content. Contribute to people's posts. When people post, share your thoughts and all of that. Okay. When it comes to creating content, I usually teach my students 3 formats. I tell them there are 3 ways you can create or put out content. The first one is by documenting. That should be very easy. By documenting, okay, I came to office today, maybe somebody did something in the office and he felt it was wrong. You can actually create an entire content out of that, correcting other people in that same space. Okay, document. That, for me, documentation is the easiest, because as they happen, now you the reason you the write them and you put them out. Okay, documenting is about the easiest. The second one is to create. So you're sitting down, you're thinking 5 ways to grow HR professionals in Nigeria. 13 ways you are doing HR wrong. That's you creating content. You sitting down and actually thinking, okay, 5 ways HRs can actually grow in their profession. HR professionals can grow in their career and all of that. Okay. And the third one is borrow content. So for example, let's say Mrs. Sheyi posts something on Facebook and you go there and you read it, on LinkedIn and you go there and you read it. And let's say the last line in that content struck you. You had a lot of thoughts, you had a story, different things came to your mind. You can actually use that one line and build on it. Okay, build on it, create content and put out, right? Somebody sent me a broadcast message this morning on WhatsApp, and the first line was, "What are you doing this weekend?" Guess what I did? I penned that particular line for my next week Saturday content on Instagram. I wrote it down. Okay, content is everywhere. The question is, are you paying attention? That's the question. Are you paying attention? Okay. So, and the next thing that we have to talk about here is visibility. How visible are you? How visible are you? Okay. You say you're on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn and all of that. Is that enough? Are there groups where HR professionals are, where you can actually share, content and open yourself up to opportunities? Okay. Be very visible and be consistent with your visibility. Please don't post today and then we'll see you in the next 6 months. You now come back and be telling us, so sorry guys, I was away, now I'm back. We don't care. We don't care. Be posting. That's what we care about. Don't be sorry. Keep your sorry to yourself. Okay? So make sure you post consistently on LinkedIn or social media. And even if you feel you can't do every day, that's acceptable. That's okay, right? But make sure if you want to do like Mondays and Wednesdays, keep at it. Let's know that, okay, oh, Mondays and Wednesdays, Kemisola Kasali is always posting. So we should be ready for her. Okay? Even if it's on Fridays, so that we know that Omolara Sani is posting. We know that on Friday, we should expect to hear from Omolara. Just be consistent. Just be consistent, okay? I know you all are busy people, and it may not be possible that you're going to be there every day posting, and I understand that perfectly well, okay? But all I'm saying is be very, very consistent and be persistent. I mean, not because only one person touch clap on your post, you not run away. I said they don't like me. No, all right. Sometimes they see you, trust me, they see you, but they want to see like what's this person even talking about, Seth? What is she talking about? Let me even see. The day you will now post one, that they will now see like 30 claps, like 15 bobs, and let me say 100 comments. You will see them consistently back to back. They'll be commenting, as in they will put you on accounts to watch, So it's very, very important that you remain consistent, okay? Now, whenever you're also putting out content on LinkedIn or social media, you have to know who you're writing for, because you're not writing for everybody. No, you are not. You're not writing for everybody, okay? And that's why it's important for you to know who you are, what your values are, the kind of person that, you want to brand yourself to become. So if you're saying that you want to be able to nurture next generation leaders, then I'm expecting that, okay, you're writing for, let's say, employees to always read your content. Okay, you're always writing for them to learn on how they can become better employees, how they can take advantage of the workspace to grow their careers, how they can, different things that they can do in their workplace. So you understanding who you are will inform, your audience type, and then will now inform the kind of content that you put out. If leadership is it for you, then you may be writing to say, employers, okay? Employers do better, employers do this, employers do, you may be writing for them, okay? So please, you have to understand who you are first, who you want to become, what you want your brand to be like, right? Before you now understand who you're writing for, and then the kind of content that will now go out, all right? And then it's also important that you consciously make choices that will support your brand. Make choices that will support your brand, okay? So you cannot say that you are trying to, you want to build your brand, for people to know that you are a visionary leader, and you're writing for other visionary leaders. But every time you're looking for trouble on LinkedIn, you're causing wahala, you're talking rudely to people. What kind of leader are you? No. So that cannot happen. Or let me say you want to be known for crisis management. But every time, whenever they see your comment on LinkedIn, you're adding fire and fuel to people's fights on LinkedIn. No, you can't be doing that, okay? So you have to consciously make choices that will support your brand. So if you say you are into crisis management, when we see people that are fighting on LinkedIn, we see your comments, we'll be like, this person, she knows what she's doing. She knows her work, okay? Or let's say you're writing for leaders, and the way you structure it, your choice of words and all those things with empathy and everything in it, we'll know that, this one, she's going to lead the next Fortune 500 company one day, So please make choices that will support your brand. It's not every post that you see on social media that you will go and like or you comment on, okay? All those posts where they used to insult somebody and talk to people rudely, you're not gonna like it. What are you liking? The person that be the rudeness. What exactly are you liking, right? So you have all these things matter. They matter. I've seen people who so something happens on Twitter, yeah, where all of these people that don't have manners on Twitter, when they go and post on Twitter and people like it, people are like, so 20 human beings liked this post. I'm following too, and I'm going to unfollow all of them. We actually don't know that the things that we type and post and click on, they go a long way to make or mar us. We don't know. All right. So, and it's not every post you see on LinkedIn that you comment on. Some posts, it's okay for you to just gist about it in person with your partner, the person that's with you. It's okay, and move on. but let's not see your comment and your like. Just gingerly carry yourself and be going, okay? So please make sure that you're very conscious of all of these things. Then my last tip for you here will be that you should stay current on the needs of your target audience. Stay current. If you're writing to attract employers, or leaders of organizations, then you should always stay abreast of information or things happening in that industry, or maybe things happening in the world, and how leaders can position themselves to take advantage or to manage the situation. So for example, when COVID happened, and nobody expected COVID, you saw a lot of people coming out to say, hey, leaders, employers, caretakers, this is what you should do to help your employees to be sane this season. Some people were even sharing their formula for slashing salaries. Some people were sharing all sorts, okay? So you have to stay current on the needs of your target audience, okay? If you're writing for employees, or you want to be able, you say for example, you're nurturing next generation leaders, it means you're writing for employees, right? So that time that COVID happened and people were losing their jobs, it was in your place, and it is still in your place to say, okay, learn this skill. For those of you that they've removed from work, this is the skill you should learn, okay? Rework your CV, add this one to it, okay? Okay, I'm collecting names of people who have been laid off work because I want to be posting it for stuff like that. The different things. People started submitting their CVs to some organizations. That's why they said sometimes when there are problems in the world, it's actually an opportunity for other people. I know on Twitter, like a recruitment company or something like that, started happening on Twitter. People started submitting their CVs and they were matching them with businesses that may not be able to pay them as much as before, but at least they can pay them something they can use to hold body, until they find something else, something meaningful, or not something meaningful, because this job they're on is meaningful, but something that will pay them much more money, right? So you have to always stay current. You don't need to be 10 steps ahead. You only need to be one step ahead. And for you to be one step ahead, all you just need is an idea. That's all. The person that woke up and decided, okay, people are losing their jobs. Oh yeah, submit your CV to me. The person is not stupid now. Just one idea, and he was a step ahead of people that. So employees now see him like, our boss, any matching for us today, just one idea. So you could be that person as well, right? So to do a quick recap, as we have come to the end of this class, find out how you're currently perceived. Ask your friends, ask your families, figure out how will you describe yourself, write out the words. How would you like to be seen? Write it out clearly. Don't be vague, please. Don't be vague. What's your story? Okay, you should have one core story, and of course many other stories, because you're still living. You're a human being. As long as you're living, you have plenty of stories, but then you're going to have one core story that every other thing can be built on. Okay, then try as much as possible to live out your brand. Okay, back it up with some achievements. Be human, be more human. Okay, share relatable stuff, okay, on social media, on LinkedIn. Then figure out how visible you are. Okay, if you're going to be on LinkedIn, make sure you're very consistent and you're persistent. Okay, no matter how many likes, claps, or bulb emojis you get, right? Let your personality shine whenever you're putting content outside there. Okay, then you have to be very consistent. We already said that. And be very conscious of the choices you make. Be very conscious of the choices that support your brand. Okay, then stay current on the needs of your target audience. Now I'm going to close this session with saying something. Okay, now your brand is not what you say it is. Your brand is not what you say it is. Your brand is not what you say it is. Your brand is actually what your audience say it is. Okay? It is what they take away from your choices, your action, your decision. So if you say you are into crisis management and you're saying, oh, I'm a crisis manager, kiniko, and you're always finding trouble, adding fire. My sister, you're a troublemaker. That's your brand. Okay? So please try as much as possible to remember this, that your brand is not what you say it is. Your brand is what your audience says it is. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Joy. As usual, it was a very insightful session. I don't know, every time I listen to you, I always get something. Sometimes I feel like you're talking to me about consistency in writing. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get better. We'll get better. So, do we have questions, ladies, gentlemen? This is your time to ask questions. Please ask her any question. Use her well. She's here for you. Okay, questions, people. Okay, so whilst you are thinking about your question, I have a question for you, Joy. Okay, so you said something like, okay, there's a lot of, I know there's a lot of push for making Twitter the go-to social platform, especially for professionals. That is from, Twitter management.
Oh,
but
my
then,
light has gone off, so I'll stop my video.
Sorry?
My light has gone off, so I'll stop my video.
Okay, all right, then that's fine. But then, the caliber of people that are on Twitter, they are in a different generation. In short, this morning, I was also thinking of shutting down my Twitter account. Because those people, I'm not sure, but I'm not understanding them any longer. So what do you advise in navigating the madness that goes on Twitter?
I totally agree with you. Twitter people are so, I don't know, they're from another planet. I'm not sure it's the same earth I'm on that they are on, that they are in, I mean, So I totally agree with you. But what I always say is you create your world. So I am actually not exposed to that madness. I am not, because I have carefully chosen those that I follow on Twitter, those that I want to read their content. And I make conscious efforts to actually, when I go on Twitter, I just type something like, say, for example, if I want to know what's going on in the personal branding space, I just go and type personal branding. If I want to know what's going on in the digital marketing space, I just, type digital marketing. So largely for me, I see content from people from Silicon Valley, because I follow a lot of them, founders from Silicon Valley. I follow a lot of thought leaders, foreign thought leaders, and some Nigerian thought leaders. Then I also follow some, Nigerian influencers, Benny Dikbo, and all those people, And I also want to, I also want to know what's happening in the immigration space. So I follow a lot of people who talk about immigration and all those things. So, so when I come on my timeline, it is same. But now, doesn't mean I don't totally see the nonsense. No, I see it. So how do I see it? Number one, trends, because I want to see what's trending in Nigeria. And unfortunately, they trend a lot of stupid stuff, right? So I go there to see what's trending. Sometimes maybe somebody from my timeline will just go and retweet one nonsense from somebody else, right? And I see it and I'm like, just leave my face, but 90% of the time I can successfully say I have created my world. So Twitter is just about you going to, plant yourself in that space that you want to be. The funny thing is that for someone like me, I tweet, but let me say I consume more information than I even tweet. I consume more information than I even tweet. So for me, it's more like an information space, because trust me, a lot of thought leaders are doing great work there. I can tell you this for free. A lot of thought leaders. See, of all social media platforms here, Twitter is one platform that I know that if you give it 3 months, tweeting every day consistently, using the right hashtags and tagging the right people, the right thought leaders, 3 months, it's all I give you. 3 months. It's not like Instagram where you have to always go and kill yourself to snap picture and all those things. No, it is. It is mostly knowledge based. So Instagram is very, Instagram is very easy to dominate. It's very easy to dominate. It's just that, I mean, I'm comfortable, reading information. I'm much more on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook being the last of recent, So yeah, Twitter is a great place to be. I think somebody wants to contribute. She said, "Are we permitted to contribute?" I have a contribution, please.
Yes, please. Kemsola. Kemsola, you have the floor.
I don't know if she's true. I was actually thinking to be after.
Kamsola, I don't know if it's my network, but I didn't hear a thing of what you said.
Kamsola, I think you should type. Your network is bad. I think you should just put it in the comment box.
Kamsola, please send your comments in the comment box, please. We can't hear you.
I said.
I'd like to ask a question, please.
Okay.
So my question to Joy is that, is personal branding, I mean, the title of this session is Personal Branding for Career Success, but you only spoke about social media, branding on social media. So I'm wondering, is there more to personal branding than social media? For instance, if I want to tweak the way I'm perceived in my office, for example, they may not be social media people. There are some people who you'd like them to see you in a certain light, and they're not on social media, not like that, So how do we do this? I mean, the tips for social media are great, and I appreciate them, but I'm just wondering if outside of social media, there are things that can be done.
Okay, so that's a very great question. And in fact, even all of the tips I've given you are like, they still work in the workplace, just like physically, right? So for you to be able to build your personal brand in the workplace, it still stems from your strength. So what are my strengths? Who am I? Okay. And then once you're able to decipher all of that, then you begin to show yourself. Some people call it, some people tend to call it over sabi or something, but that's not what it is. Because if, for example, let me say, for example, you're very good at, helping people, let me say you're a problem solver, for example, and let me say people always like maybe have issues that you can solve, okay? That's fine. That's fine. Let them know. And how do you know? You're being valuable by letting them know that, okay, you have issues trying to sort out this Excel sheet. Oh, come, I can help you do it. I could teach you. You do it for them. The next time somebody is saying, oh, I can't figure out this thing on this thing, and you're there to help them, okay? Before you know it, you're being known as a problem solver. It's almost like they're like, okay, oh, you can't do this thing. No, go and meet Omolade. She's very good at it. Or go and meet Oluyemisi. She's very good at it. She'll be able to help you. So everything that I've talked about still works offline in the workplace. In the workplace, for you to be a personal brand that is recognized, it is built on the foundation of value. What are you bringing to the table? So your value could be negative, it could still be positive. It is still value anyway. So what kind of value are you bringing to the table? What kind? Okay. Some people are known as office gossips. I mean, you all work in the workplace, you know that. Some people are known as office gossips. Why? Because consistently over time, they have done it. They have proved that this is who they are. Okay, so every principle I've shared with you today still works offline. Your personal brand is built on the foundation of value. And like I said, visibility in the workplace. So how do people know? Even some of you that have bosses and you want your boss to know and this is what you're good at, right? So sometimes you could see that your boss, is having this issue, or maybe your boss is not able, maybe there's one part of your boss's job that is always giving him or her an issue, and you know that you can actually solve it for them. Go right ahead. Let them know that you can do this for them. Send them a mail. Let them know that you can. Sometimes you don't even need to tell them. Do it. Then tell them, oh, I did this for you. Oh. You know, I saw that, you know, over time you've actually been struggling in this part, and I just decided to do it for you. In case of next time, if you want this, you can always reach out to me. I can do this for you, right? So every principle I've shared here is still the same, be it offline or offline. I mean, be it offline or online. Before the advent or before we had social media, how did those in the past build a personal brand? You know, how did they? All those names that we know today that, you know, they had all died before we even were even born. How did we know about them? You know, by them consistently they were giving value consistently, and they were visible. People knew them for the value they brought to the table. So your value and your visibility in the workplace is very, very, very important. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Joy. But let me also add to that, okay? Because I think I hear some underlining of, you know, what Yemisi is asking. I think for me, when you come, okay, what I'm going to share is pretty much what I have done that has worked for me, okay? And I hope, you know, it works for you. When you enter into unemployment, I think one of the things you need to know is how long are you going to be in that employment? And for me, what I always start to do from day one is to say, when I'm leaving this organization and they're doing my send forth, who are the various stakeholders that would be at that send forth? And what do I want them to say? By the time I'm leaving this organization, what are the things I want to achieve? And who are the people who will help me to achieve that? So when you're clear about what you want to see at the end of your journey in a certain workplace, you can then begin to build deliberate steps into creating that legacy that you want to leave when you're leaving, okay? Another thing that helps is to, from day one, begin to seek out sponsors. So what I mean by sponsors are people who are senior in the organization who can help to loud what you do. You know, let me use Joyce's words, you know, because sometimes a lot of employees do excellent work, but it's all at their level. And in a workplace, it's not necessarily only okay for you to do good work. People should know the good work that you do. So who are the sponsors who would help to talk about the good work that you do to the people that matter? Okay, that'll be the second point. The third point is teamwork. You will never go far in an organization if people do not like you and come to you. If you want to be the only star person, they'll set you up, guaranteed. Yeah. So you need to build, you know, a team of supporters by doing what? Giving value, like Joy said. Be someone that gives value to other people. That's where people would like you. That's where people will be naturally drawn to you. And that's where people would even want to support you in moving far in your career, because they know that the higher you go, the more it benefits them. I hope, these points help you.
Thank you so very much. Fantastic points. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, speak now, please.
Okay, go ahead. I think it's clearer now.
Okay, I think it's my hairpiece.
Okay.
Okay, so I just said I wanted to make one or two contributions. Thanks to our speaker of today, I would say that I really learned a lot from what she has said. And I also want that I personally have worked towards. One key thing about personal branding is being deliberate and being intentional. And I knew you mentioned it in one of your comments. I feel many people are not deliberate and intentional about what they say in quote. Like she said, everybody's just posting on LinkedIn like robots, and then Twitter madness. Or actually, to me too, I have not really been able to figure out what Twitter is all about. And so for me, I really tweak towards values. But then I'm getting an info that, okay, there's something I can actually learn, so I'm working towards that. But building a personal brand, I think we need to be intentional. and not just for building personal brand. It is a way, it should be a way of life. If you want to stand for something, if you want to be known for something, you just have to be deliberate about that thing. Okay, I was speaking with a friend today and it was centered about this. There was a comment a friend shared about somebody's comment. The comment was practically demeaning. I was like, no, there are more to life about this. So I had to correct that notion. But our excuse was, oh, I shared it because somebody shared it. I said, no, it is because you believe in this comment. That is why you shared it. It is because it resonates with your own belief. That is why you shared it. If it is actually not your intention, if it doesn't resonate with yours, then you won't share it. So she was like, oh. So I think we need to be deliberate and be intentional about what we say about ourselves, because it is what you actually say that people listen more, and then your picture, your actions and everything is what people that sinks into our lives. So I think we need to be quite deliberate about our action, fear of our body language, our gesture. That leads to my next point. Are you a kid? I ask myself, am I talking because I want to talk, or I want to be heard, or I am talking because I want to communicate? And don't forget, communication is a two-way thing. Are people understanding what I want to say? So ask yourself before you say anything, whether it is verbal or oral, anything. Ask yourself, am I actually communicating or am I actually talking? Because communication is different from talking. And then that leads to my next point.
Can you round up, please, so that we can take other points?
That leads to my last point. Do you have the big picture in mind? Oh, this thing that I want to say, what is the end picture? What am I actually thinking about? And I believe that when we do that constantly, it helps you to understand who you are, that you talk based on value. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Kemsola. Those are actually, I mean, for anyone who's been into content writing, you would understand the importance of, what Kemsola is saying. Very, very valid points there. I want to take a question from Cynthia, and then if you have another question, please drop it in the chat box. And Joy, this question is for you. So she says, most of what happens on social media is self-profession or self-professing. How would you differentiate personal branding from self-profession?
Please, can she explain what self-profession is? Because I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so I think I understand it, but Cynthia, correct me if I'm wrong. So, I can come up on Twitter now and say, or on social media and say, I'm a crisis manager, using your example. Whereas I have zero or no knowledge about crisis management. I just feel, oh, that's the in thing. And so I'm self-professing that I am. Do you understand?
Results. Results. And that's why when people talk about, coaches who have, or maybe people who have taken their money without, doing the actual work, I just laugh, because I'm like, results. Who have they worked with? What have they done? What's the experience like? Where did they put it? Who are those speaking of them? Because yes, it's okay for you to come and say, oh, I'm the baddest coach ever lived, or I'm the baddest crisis manager that ever lived, but who are those saying it? Because if other people are not saying it, then you are not. Remember we said, it is not about, your brand is not what you think it is what other people say about you. So the result part is very, very important, okay? Because if the person has results, it means the person has experience, right? Working with people, So for example, now when we started, Mrs. Shea said something about, I worked with her and I helped her and all that. Now that's one result, okay? If nobody is saying that, then the personal brand is in my pocket, or my digital media is in my pocket, all right? So we always have to look out for results. anybody you're seeing who is talking and all those things, what have they done? Where have they worked? You know, what is the experience like? Who is talking about them? You know, so that's the only way you get to know, right? So for example, I'll give you a last example. Imagine when, I don't know how many of us are conversant with the Mark Zuckerberg story and how he started, you know, Facebook and all those things right from school where he was, right? So imagine if he came out saying something like, oh, I have the largest social media platform on earth and all those things, right? Imagine at that time if he was saying it, you and I will be confused, or anybody listening to him will be confused, because at that time he was just, you know, professing, you know, just to use the word that was used, Cynthia's words, right? He was just professing, but that is not what it is, right? So results go a long way, right? Omalade said, so endorsements on LinkedIn can be results. Well, even that endorsement own is still a bit fishy, because I've seen people who tell people to go and endorse them. I've seen people do it, okay? So more than all those things, it's now left for you to do your research. It's left for you to do your research. So one thing I usually do is, okay, there was this person I worked with sometime in June. Somebody had referred him and said, oh, he's this, he's that. So at first I got interested. I mean, I didn't even have to hear him say it, right? Somebody else was saying it. But what did I do? Because in my head, you are saying this because the person is your friend, right? So what I just did was I actually took the name. I went on social media. First of all, I went on Google. I put his name on Google and I saw all of the amazing things he was doing. I mean, if you're doing great work, and that's where visibility comes in, because the downside is that those that don't even have this result, they're investing in PR, like they're taking their money and paying people. They're taking their money and paying people to shout their name, to say stuff about them. Okay, so what are you doing, right? So I went on Google and I put his name, and then I saw that, oh, he had actually worked with like great brands here in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, UK, and all those things. I was wowed, you know. I opened some stuff. I saw that he had even done like some PR job for like even like well-known brands that you and I know. Okay, I took his name on Facebook. On Facebook, he's not quite popular and all that. He doesn't have a lot of engagement, but he actually puts out value. Okay, so that's to show that I'm not even after the number of followers or the number of likes you have. My own is the value. What is the value like? You know, I went on Facebook, I went on LinkedIn, and then I followed him on Instagram. That was where we connected, and then we now had a conversation, and then we worked together in the month of June. Okay, so you have to do your due diligence. It's not, I mean, just believe me when I say that some people who have not done as much as you have done, they've done a good job doing PR for themselves. Like if you put their name on Google, you see them, you see different websites have written about them. They've submitted stories to all those people. Now imagine you that you have done a lot more, but you've not put it on there. So you have to look for the results. You have to look for the experience in the person. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Joy. And you know, that leads to a conversation I once had, and we're HR people, so I'll talk about this, but I'll keep the names out of it. So we all do recruitment at some point or the other, and you know, one of the things that you need to do is to be able to weed out people who actually have the content versus people who have stage managed their you know, personal brand. And you know, there's an argument, you know, I mean a discussion, you know, that we've had. So there's a certain personality on LinkedIn who professes to be an HR expert. This person has hundreds of thousands of followers. And I wonder what makes this person, quote and unquote, a HR expert when this person has not had any significant HR experience, at best some internship here and there in HR. However, this person professes to be HR expert on LinkedIn, a lot of people follow this person, and then I'm wondering what exactly is happening. Okay, and then I had a few some conversations around this with some of my colleagues, and I'm like, look, at the end of the day, because there was a lot of issue about especially senior HR people who are irritated by the fact that some young person who's just finished school in 2 years will just come up on LinkedIn and then start professing to be an expert in XYZ. And for some strange reasons, these people seem to be getting the opportunities. At the end of the day, as HR professionals, we need to be able to, one, decipher between the chaff and wheat. Who are the people that have content? Who are the people that have the experience that you are looking for? So the fact that someone comes to talk about organizational effectiveness does not necessarily mean that the person has hands-on experience. I can get content from anywhere and put it on my blog. But at the same time, it also means that if we don't want to be left out, offline and online, we need to constantly be someone who's giving value, so that when our audience, the people who we're serving, when they mention our name, it's the image that we want that they have. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So do we have any other questions? Any other questions? You have just 8 minutes to go. Okay. In absence of any other questions, I'd like to say a big thank you to, okay. Okay, so Omalade says there's a rush to creating personal brands. So you have a lot of fake it till you make it. Oh yeah, I mean, I actually think there are a lot more fake hits than the authentic stuff on social media. But yeah, unfortunately, it's the world that we live in. I'd encourage every one of us, if you have time, not that if you have time, I think you need to create the time to read this book on the future of work, The Shift. And of all the books on the future of work, the reason why I like that particular book is because the author was futuristic and gives clear-cut scenarios of what will happen in the future of work. And one of the scenarios that she painted was the fact that in the not too distant future, we would have, I can't remember the exact word she used, but we would have personas that we build, just almost similar to what is happening on social media. And it's these personas that will now be interacting with other people's personas. Yeah, so, and I'm able to see the link between what is happening now on social media and what is happening now in the digital space to that future that she has created. So it's important, for us to, one, articulate, yes, I should share the ebook. I'm not sure it's available on ebook. I would try my best. I mean, just in the same way I found the ebook for Designing Your Life, I will look for it. You can bet it, if I find it, I will share it. But what I'll do tonight is I'll send you the picture of the book. I have the hard copy and I have the soft copy, I have it on Audible. It's just a wonderful book to read on the future of work. And so, I mean, it also helps you to understand how the world of work would evolve, the role of personal branding, and how you can begin to position yourself, for this world of work. With that said, exactly, that's the word she used, an avatar. You sabi book, Omalade. Yes, that's the word, avatar. So each and every one of us will have our own avatars. But now the avatar is not, it's going to be like a clone of ourselves. So the avatar would have its own, it's going to be like a cloned human being. Let me not go too fast so that it doesn't, but it's going to be like a clone of ourselves, but a clone of ourselves that we create. Okay, that's how she described it. Yeah, an avatar in a professional sense. So thank you so much, Joy. Once again, I mean, I appreciate you coming up, to have this conversation at such a short notice, yet once again. But yes, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Bye.
All right, then bye. We'll send you out. Now I want to discuss private matter.
All right.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so everyone, so I'm going to post this on the WhatsApp group, but I think what we need to do now for the week, and like I said, it's an assignment, but you don't need to send it to me. Two things, yeah? One, do a survey around your network of friends and find out what they actually think about you. You'll be shocked what you would hear. I once did it some years ago. You know, I actually created a survey, an anonymous survey online. I think I used Survey Monkey or one of the survey tools. Anonymous, don't have them put their names or anything, and let them just feel what they think about you. Ask the questions that you think would help you in building your personal brand, and you know, send it out. Also, ask your buddy to, so each, I mean, we'll do it for each other, yeah? So if, for instance, Samuel is my buddy, I'm going to go on Google and on social media, and I'm going to search for Samuel Akimbola. And I'm going to now give Samuel a feedback as to what I perceived on social media about his brand. Do we understand that? Oh yes, career-wise, definitely. This is a career, a career group. What we perceive. So I mean, you can do career-wise. You can take it a notch more to say. So from a career perspective, and also for whatever perspective, I mean, you think whatever it is that you see about the person, be sure to give valuable feedback that will help the person. So I mean, so each and every one of us now then needs to take the inputs from the survey that we're doing, and then from the feedback that our bodies give us, take it as input to do a self-reflection to say, if I die today, what do I want to be known for? And what am I currently known for? How do I bridge the gap? It's a deliberate thing. Your personal brand is something that you need to cultivate. Don't leave it to chance, or don't leave it to circumstances. You need to create the image that you want people to see, to hear, and to think of you. Okay? Like I said, you're not submitting anything, but God is watching you in HD. If you like, don't do. God is watching you. So, do we have any questions or any comments? I want us to wrap up by 8 on the dot.
Nope.
Anyone? Okay.
Not correct.
Okay, nobody. All right then. Thank you all so much for joining. I really, truly appreciate it. I can only but wish that, you know, as we go on in this journey, on a day-by-day basis, on a hour-by-hour basis, we get better. Because that's my hope and my prayer. To say we'd all look back, you know, to this time and say that it has indeed improved. I want to hear testimonies that, okay, after this 8 weeks period, this and this and this and this is what happened. I just finished in June working with about 130 entrepreneurs across Africa. And the testimonies I am hearing is giving me hope. It's giving me happiness. It's giving me joy. And that's what I pray to God, that at the end of this 8-week period, each and every one of us would have testimonies of positive testimonies, that is, yeah, of, you know, how we've been able to grow in our careers. Thank you all so much, and do enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow by 6 o'clock. Yemisi and Anita will be taking us on the book review. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, let me make sure I save this.